What's up, Titan PDL? It's your favorite admin, Cocoa Puffs or Nah, here with,
Thunder McBuster, welcome back, guys.
and we're here for Blues Week 1 Match of the Week between Smear Wizard Money Gang and Waters Whoopers, Mr. Big Tony 2014 versus Water 7, both PDL veterans at this point, both 0-0, starting off the season, obviously, and we're just gonna hop in, talk about the pre-match analysis. We haven't seen their matches yet. We're gonna just talk about the matchup in general, what these guys might bring into each other, and then we'll hop in and watch their match.
Sounds good, let's get it.
So up top here we got Mr. Smear Wizard Money Gang's team, and on the bottom we got Water's team. If you want to start us off with your thoughts here, Thunder.
Yeah, so my first initial thoughts, if I'm Water 7 here, I'm just making sure I have something that can check the Shedinja, because you don't want to be in the endgame phase and let Shedinja just like, if you can't kill it, it's a really bad way to like lose a match. It would feel very, very bad. But I think both sides have plenty of ways to play. I would say probably Big Tony's team is a little bit more flexible and like that. Not even that by like a smidge, I'd say, because of Smirgle and Whimsicott, or yeah, Whimsicott, right? And then they both can play Tailwind. They both can play Trick Room, so it's like a very interesting matchup, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you there. Both teams definitely very flexible. I know you were really high on this Smear Wizard team, putting it #1 overall preseason, and you know, it does have a lot of modes. I think people immediately see the Shedinja, and you know Gamagate, you know he wants to go for these cheese strategies or these gimmick strategies, but it's very important to note that his team does have other viable modes with the Dracovish, with the Annihilate, and the Whimsicott beat-up strats. And then on the
Yeah.
other hand, Water, just the classic, you know, balance that he likes to draft.
Yep, I would definitely agree. I'd say the way Water 7 probably plays, if I was him, I'd probably just make sure you choose if you want to play in Trick Room or not. I think you probably don't want to play into Trick Room because you're playing into Rhydon, Dracovish, Aurorus, etc., right? And even though you do have Snorlax and Escavalier, I think he has more Trick Room threats, so he might be able to like outgun you in Trick Room. So I would have Trick Room Imprison Pokemon, and then play like your fast mode with like Dragapult, Redirection if you want with like Ogerpon and the Togekiss, or even just playing damage with Ogerpon. And then like probably just setting up the Dragapult, Nihilego, and Heatran to just carry the match.
Yeah, agreed. If you had to guess here, what do you think he's bringing in terms of answers for the Shedinja?
Okay, for sure. Like just like globally, I think he's gonna probably bring one Pokemon that has Terra Blast Stellar. I would assume because I think that's like a very like easy answer. The second answer I would say is Infiltrator Meowstic could be another way to go at it, because if he does decide to go for Shed Tail plus on top on the Shedinja, then you have like a way to hit it still if you have a super effective move at it. But it's not very consistent, so it's probably just Prankster. But probably Terra Blast Stellar for sure, and maybe like a fast Pokemon with Sandstorm, maybe Nihilego if it gets it, or Dragapult. I don't think Dragapult gets it though. Does Murkrow get the Sandstorm?
Not sure on that. I don't think Murkrow does, but I'm not sure on the Dragapult. I do know Heatran does. A lot of Steel
Oh,
types do
Heatran
get it.
gets it. Okay, yeah. So that'd be like the two answers immediately, unless like he wants to play like I don't know, maybe like Trick Meowstic or Trick anything with like Toxic Orb or the what's it called, the Flame Orb. Like that's another way of playing it. That would be my initial ideas on that counter.
Yeah, and as we move over to the type chart here, just another important thing to mention was I know you mentioned that those Infiltrator Pokemon too here with the Dragapult and the Meowstic, not even a counter I really thought about, but they are ways to get at that Shedinja behind the sub. What
Yep.
do you think about the type charts here when you look at them?
Type charts, well, for sure, Big Tony here has the worst type chart. He has a couple of glaring weaknesses. Obviously, like the dark looking a little bit bad with only one resist, and even the rock, you know, too, with what he has 2 resists and 3 weak, so it's a little bit scary because you know he has Nihilego, right? So if those rock resists are not in the battle, or they're like not like, or like they're dead, Nihilego kind of just like gets to go off with the rock moves.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously he's running more of a gimmick style team, right? So the type chart doesn't
Yeah,
matter as much, and obviously the Shedinja is weak to a lot, so kind of throws it off.
yeah,
But important to note that his team is pretty alright into ground, which is good because typically when you go the Shedinja, you want to go the Terra Electric with Air Balloon, right? Make you invincible to
Yeah.
anything. So it's good that he's good against ground in other places, right? So he has answers to that.
Yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, just
I
that
agree.
weakness to fire with the Heat Train on the other team is a little scary.
Yeah, definitely going to be very interesting on how they select their Pokemon, like what the process and thinking is here. Like, because I feel like Big Tony, I already talked about like Rory, like bringing like his like Trick Room and present Pokemon plus like his like more offensive pieces. But it seems like Big Tony here, he has a lot of ways he can play. I feel like he can play Trick Room with the Aurorus and like the slower Pokemon if he wants. He could play Tailwind with like Azelf, Annihilate, Ogerpon, stuff like that, or just lead Smeargle and just do a million different things turn one. You know, Fake Out, Spore, funny moves, like anything like that, right? So you never know what we'll get.
Yeah, if I had to guess a team over from water side, I think Murkrow's coming. I think Heatran's coming. You know, the
Yep.
Ogerpon, the Dragapult, the classic staples, and then like you mentioned, you kind of want a Trick Romancer, so that Meowstic probably wants to come.
Hmm.
Not sure what he'd bring in the sixth slot. Probably not any of his Trick Room threats. He probably wants to prevent it. So maybe like the Nihilego with something like a
Yeah.
Sandstorm. Maybe the Togekiss. And then from
More
Big
redirection.
Tony's
Yeah.
side, I don't even know where to begin, right? He could bring just like... Smeargle's probably coming in almost all cases just because he loves that Pokemon and it could do anything. But what
Yeah.
other Pokemon do you think he's bringing this week?
I would say if I'm him, I think he brings definitely Smeargle's coming for sure. I think there's a very good chance that the Shedinja is coming, and like maybe he doesn't even use it. Maybe it's just there for mental pressure and making Water Seven like think on his feet and make sure he always has to counter for that. And then after that, that's two. I would say Annihilate, Dracovish, and probably Ogerpon Heartflame. That's six right there, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you there on the Ogerpon too. Also another just useful Pokemon in all of his modes, right? With the redirection,
Yep.
with the Mold Breaker.
Yep. I
Def-
definitely agree.
Definitely a solid threat. And then just on this last slide here, we have the team average stats and all the stats for the Pokemon and all the teams. Obviously, you see a lot of red on Gamagate's side. You have to caveat that with Shedinja having 1 HP and very low stats in all categories, so it's going to bring the
Yep.
average down. But
And Smeargle too. Like look at Smeargle's stats too. It's like very very low, right? Because it's like a
right.
gimmick Pokemon. It just has a million moves. So like another thing that brings down the stats.
Any glaring weaknesses, stat-wise, you think from either team that you think that the other could abuse?
Well, definitely for Rory, he could probably abuse the fact that Big Tony's special defense is pretty low at was I think that's no a special attack. Maybe this oh sorry, the 72 special defense. Yeah, maybe he can hit on the special side. So like maybe Dragapult with special moves or the Nihilego goes off with the poison rock moves, which is like a very niche, very nice offensive coverage. So that's probably what I'd be looking at like right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'm there with you. I think that's really the only thing. Maybe besides we mentioned earlier with the speeds, obviously, right? Water definitely probably
Yeah.
wanting to go his fast mode, or even if he bets on Big Tony bringing the Trick Room mode, just a bulky, generally faster mode, kind of hedges bets and get to the extra bulk points because he knows Big Tony's gonna go slow. But
Yeah, I would say there's probably maybe also a small chance that Snorlax or Escavalier is brought. I think maybe it's better chance Snorlax brought because like it can play outside of Trick Room because it's very bulky. But I think maybe if he wants like a last last, like if Trick Room is not working and he can't get that down, then maybe he just brings his own Trick Room threat and tries to threaten his team because he does have the slowest Trick Room Pokemon in Snorlax, and I think Escavalier is what 20. Oh, Escavalier is even slower, so that could be another option for Water 7 to counter Trick Room.
yeah, and I don't think he's gonna bring his Breloom this week. I know he talked a lot about the fast Spore mode that he has, but you do have the Grass type and Whimsicott, Safety Goggles
Yep.
as an option over on Gamagate's side, and also the Vital Spirit on the Annihilate, another important counter to that
Yep.
fast Spore. So I
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna be seeing that this
Another
week. I'd be surprised.
another one that he can counter a Spore with. I don't know if he said it. Ogermon Heartflame with the redirection. It's a grass type,
Oh,
so
that's
that
right.
just completely just neutralizes Spore completely. So if he has a partner out like Dracovish or Annihilate, he can just redirect all the spores to that, and then his partner can just attack how it likes.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's about it for me. Any closing thoughts here before we head into the match?
No, that's enough. Time to see the battle. Let's see it.
Let's head over. Alright guys, we're in game here between Water and Big Tony. Interesting Pokemon we see on both sides here. I think Togekiss may be the one we were talking about as the last of the 6 for Water. And Azelf's kind of the interesting one over here on Big Tony's side. What do you think about the Pokemon Bra and the Terra types you see here, Thunder?
Yeah, so speaking on the Azelf pick, yeah, that one is an interesting one. It can definitely be anything you want it to be. It's not as like crazy as Miracle in the move pool department, but it has a lot of different moves. So it can go physical, special. It can even go support as well if it wants like Trick Room in Prison or like these other things, right? So a lot of things you can do there. But on the Terra types, I'd say very important to point out that the Heatran has the stellar Terra type to help kill this Shedinja. Otherwise, you might not have anything else unless he has Sandstorm or stuff like that. And then it would seem like Water 7 forgot his Terra types. Like, he didn't change any of them. So, unless it's intentional. But it's like pretty ballsy to have like Dragon on Dragapult and Nihilego being Rock. There's like no defensive Terra options. So it's just straight up full offense. Probably the game plan is redirect with Togekiss and Ogerpon and let the other Pokemon just attack as hard as possible.
Yeah, and I think just to note on Big Tony's side here, some good defensive Terra options. Fairy on the Annihilate, very common. Ghost on the Smeargle, maybe to avoid some fighting moves or maybe a fake out here or there. And then the classic Electric on the Shedinja. We'll see if the Air Balloon accompanies it, making it basically immune to all damaging moves with its Wonder Guard ability. But yeah, let's head into the match and see how it goes. Good luck, have fun between the two players.
Yeah, very interesting lead from Water 7. I'd say it's a pretty passive lead. As we see, the Smeargle steal the Tailwind away from the Togekiss with that Snatch, Priority Snatch. It's a very crucial Tailwind stealing from there.
Yeah, Snatch really a move you'd expect almost to come out of the Murkrow, but fairly interesting to see the Smeargle steal the Tailwind from the Murkrow there and give Gamagate the fast option. We weren't sure which way he'd lean, whether Trick Room or not, but it seems like he's going for the counter fast mode into Water.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and
double...
the Air Cutter crit.
I never see Air Cutter on Togekiss, so that's an interesting one. Double crit, I guess that's what he was playing for, I guess. Oh, and here comes the Shedinja. The Pokemon that everyone's been talking about.
Meteor Beam on the Celesteal, Power Herb to one-shot the Murkrow.
Yeah, the Celesteela is just snowballing out of control. I don't even know if Water 7 has enough in the tank to stop the Celesteela alone, just deal with the Shedinja.
Water 7 using his Double Protect here. Get the last turn of Tailwind out of the way for Gamagate, so he should be faster now. We did see the Terra committed on the Celesteela here with a special attack boost, leaving Shedinja a little bit vulnerable. See how Water responds.
Hidden Power. Wonder what Hidden Power type that one's probably Ground, right? Yeah, it would probably be Hidden Power Ground to hit the Heatran. Yep, I would assume so.
Sandstorm interesting from Water here, since he did have the Magma Storm already hitting the Smeargle. Maybe just insurance in case it protects.
The aspect, okay, yeah, it's a little bit hard for Ogerpon to carry at this point because he's into two Pokemon that's resisted. Oh, that was some good damage.
Ooh, Spiky Shield. Foul play, should kill the Smeargle off.
Oh no, it didn't kill.
Sandstorm Chip.
But Sandstorm does finish it off.
Ogerpon might be able to get the kill here.
Oh my god, Ogerpon actually got the kill resisted. That's crazy. I thought Big Tony was in this position to just close out the game, but I guess Water 7 had enough to make a comeback. That's crazy actually.
Yeah, the Spiky Shield.
I guess the
good hit there.
Yeah, the Psychic Shield was really good. I think also the defensive special defense there was really nice because I don't think he lives the air slashes otherwise, or like the whatever Celesteela was using moves to hit it.
Yeah,
but special defense boost was really nice.
Yeah, I think just a perfect concoction there. I thought the Sandstorm was a little interesting considering I believe it still does boost the Celesteela after Terra. I could be wrong there, considering it's originally a Steel type.
No, I don't think so because I think they changed it a couple generations ago where it's only rock types now get the special defense boost.
I see. Okay. So Sandstorm there, a little bit of extra insurance, I guess, in case the Shedinja protects and the Heatran goes down, which it did go down to that in one hit there. And then the Terra Water on the Ogre Pond, kind of clutching it up with a special defense boost, like you said.
Yeah,
Sandstorm
it really,
chip
that
and
really
Spiky
did.
Shield chip. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really, really well played from Water 7. I really thought that he was kind of cooked when the Shedinja and the Beast Boost Celestial was getting out of hand, but he got it done.
Yeah, and interesting to see Big Tony bring the Shedinja there and not Terra. See if he switches it up game 2. I do get why he went with the Terra Dragon there and the Celestial. It was so boosted, he thought it would just finish off the rest of Water's team, but...
Yeah. It was definitely interesting. I wonder if any adaptations are going to be made on both sides. I would assume Big Tony maybe makes an adaptation, maybe Ogre-Pon and Heartflame makes an appearance, possibly. But he might just go for the same thing, just have like an adjustments in the back.
Yeah, interesting to see here the mind games now that Water knows Big Tony has Snatch. If he'll still lead with a Tailwind, or if Big Tony will still lead with a Smeargle.
He still has to figure out what else this Smeargle can do, right? Because all it showed was Snatch, and what else did it show? Did it show anything else?
I don't believe
you can have her over
just
the
foul
Smeargle.
play.
Oh, just the foul play? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Snatch
Yeah,
and
foul play and Snatch. So there's 2 other moves he still has to be worried about, because there's 2 other ways he could play, right? Because like maybe he has gimmicks that he can play with Ogre-Pon on Azelf, so something you have to take in mind. But I think probably Water 7 should probably react the same lane. Maybe he can make an adjustment if he doesn't think Tailwind's worth it, because Snatch is coming out. Maybe he plays Redirection instead this game.
Yeah, let's see how they adapt.
Okay.
Same lead here for
Same
Water.
leads for Water 7, but different leads for Mr. Big Tony here.
Yeah, the Celesteela and Annihilate's interesting. Not a lot of support options from either, you'd think typically. Seems like maybe just a little bit of more offensive pressure.
Yeah.
The air typing on the Togekiss and the Murkrow, obviously Murkrow not really one to use flying attacks, but it might be a little rough here into the Annihilate.
Yeah, I would assume that the Terra Fairy is coming out right away. Ooh, that might have been a mistake. You don't want to give this thing a boost.
Yeah, the Feather Dance does just cancel out with the Define itself. Maybe a little bit of testing there from Water to see what ability it is.
Okay, yeah, we got the Meteor Beam giving the boost, but Protect, really good Protect from the Togekiss.
And there's the Terra Electric from Shedinja giving the Wonder Guard protection. No air balloon,
I think
important to notice there on the Shedinja. It is still susceptible to ground attacks.
yeah, but this Shedinja might just run away with this game. Here, it might just be cooked for Water 7 here.
Beast Boost on the Celesteela
there's
up
the
to double
Heatran.
special attack. Terra Stellar to hit the
Oh,
Heatran.
Okay, yeah, it's just gone. And there goes the Heatran as well. So, Water 7 down to his last 2 Pokemon, and we got the Annihilate back here. My god, these Air Cutter crits. Maybe I gotta start running Air Cutters. Looks good.
Ooh, Gunk Shot miss. Foul play.
Not doing
chipping
too much
down.
damage to the Celesteela.
Draining Kiss to finish
I don't know
off.
if he has an. I don't know if he has enough in the tank to. Yeah, now it's just over because Murkrow just can't do anything to Ogre-Pon or the the Celesteela.
That's game for Gamagate, bringing it to a 1-1 tie. Interesting to see there. The Shedinja does make a reappearance, this time with the Terra Electric. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we still don't know the item on the Shedinja. We don't see a air balloon or a sash on it.
Yeah, so it could be any other item because usually when it's a balloon, it would like announce that it's using the balloon item. So we definitely don't know what item it's running right now.
Yeah, and the Celesteela this time, you see the Terra Electric on the Shedinja just does command so much respect with that sword stance. You see Water focus down the Shedinja while it can, and then Celesteela is able to just keep getting boost after boost, almost using the Shedinja pressure this time to defend it.
Yeah, I have to see what Water 7 adapts with the Game 3 because I think it might be time to pull out the Nihiligo or the Dragapult because I feel in his composition. I think he tries pretty decent damage, and so is Ogerpon, but he's kind of lacking on the damage. Just kind of brings 2 support Pokemon. So I think I'd really like to see Nihiligo or Dragapult make an appearance.
Yeah, agreed. Let's hop over to Game 3, see how this series finishes out. Great play so far from both of the competitors. See how the final lead goes. See if Gamagate runs back his winning lead, or if Water finally switches up his lead.
Okay, change up lead from Water 7, and okay, so we got four different new leads. So we have two new leads for Water 7 and 2 new leads for Big Tony.
Yeah, interesting to see the Smeargle Annihilate combo here now. This is the combo I was kind of scared about. You can see there's a lot that Smeargle can do to buff up this Annihilate, either with Beat Up, with Coaching, with Decorate. Could get out of hand pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely gonna see. I would assume from this Smeargle, we're gonna see anything that boosts up the Rage Fist as soon as possible, so the Annihilate can start snowballing. That's what I would assume.
Water Shuriken.
Okay, so Water Shuriken is actually priority, so I think what he was trying to go there for is Water Shuriken his own Pokemon, and his priority since Smeargle's slow, so he can immediately buff up the Annihilate, but unfortunately he did it in front of a Water Absorb Pokemon.
Yeah, the Follow Me actually redirecting away the Water Shuriken from his own ally, causing a bit of a lost turn here for Big Tony. We see the Eruption come out from Heatran at full health with the Follow Me. I'm assuming this is going to do a ton to both of them, definitely bringing down Smeargle to his sash if he has it.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, there's a sash. Another Follow Me, and then I guess Ogerpon does not go down, so Heatran just gets another free Eruption spam.
Wow, and
this is getting out of hand.
Celesteela making a return again. Ogerpon here to defend it.
Just the resist.
Resisting the eruption
it's a crit.
Wow, the crit. And the Meteor Beam miss.
And the Meteor Beam miss.
The Cocoa Puff's curse. Very true.
True. Yeah, this Heatran just kind of ran away with this game. Oh, and another miss. Leech Seed
miss.
Ooh, nice crit. Yeah, it's a little bit cooked here now. Nihiligo getting the Beast Boost now, and I don't think, yeah, that's just over. Wow, that was an explosive match. Water 7 just kind of took the game away with the Heatran. I think as soon as that Water Shuriken got redirected, it really stopped Big Tony's plans to set up this Annihilate with the Rage Fist boost.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder how the match may have went differently if that Meteor Beam does hit, right? The defensive Terra allowing Celesteela to eat a little bit of the Eruption, but it's almost assuredly just a hard uphill battle for Gamagate as soon as that Water Shuriken's redirected. Huge Eruption spam, explosive literally, like you were saying. Heatran Masterclass here from Water 7 in terms of just protecting it and letting it click its strong move.
Yeah, didn't you need to click Terra Blast Stellar or anything like that since no Shedinja, so just got to spam Eruption like it wants to, which was straight up carry performance for Water 7's side.
Yeah. Great match from both of our competitors this week. Well played from both of them. Some great prep and great execution. Any closing remarks here, Thunder?
I'd say for talking about standings-wise, this is a pretty important win for Water 7 as he's in a pretty tough group with McFeeds and Gamagate and some others. So getting a win against Big Tony is pretty big, pretty huge start for the season for Water 7.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Water 7 himself, a lot of people are saying this was a quote-unquote scheduled loss, right? Whenever you see Big Tony on your schedule, you think this is going to be rough, and you almost mark it off on your calendar as a loss and try to hope you win all the other matches, right? But a big win here means that Water's pushing himself forward and Big Tony to an early season deficit.
Yeah, I have to agree.
All right. I think that wraps about up here, guys. If you have any matches you want to recommend for Match of the Week in your group in future weeks, please feel free to reach out to an admin so we don't watch that match live and can watch it and analyze it together afterwards. Thanks for tuning in.
See ya. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's actually Cocoa Puffs here with a post-game interview with Water 7 himself, just to talk about a few of his sets, and maybe some of the moments from the game. Water, how you feeling after that win?
Feel pretty good. Gamig's a big contender to beat, and getting him defeated out of the way week 1 is a big relief.
Yeah, me and Thunder were saying the same thing at the end of our commentary, that it's kind of one of those matches that you almost expect as a scheduled loss, and to get the win, especially first week of the season, is a big momentum change for you.
Yeah, every season I played, I tend to do not as well in the beginning, and then I'm stressing because you pretty much need 4 wins to make playoffs, and I always leave it to the end. And I barely scraped away with playoffs last season. Sorry, Thunder. And so Gaming, who will most likely beat a lot of people, yeah, it just feels good.
Yeah, so obviously match 1, or game 1 of the match, I should say, we saw that it was really, really close coming down to the wire. What did you think when you saw the Snatch Smeargle pull up to steal your tailwind?
I mean, it's Gamic, so I knew there's going to be some cook. I should have expected Snatch as a possibility, and the thing is, like, I was going to make that same move regardless, just to get, like, info anyways. And I was thinking of just, like, clicking Tailwind again, and just match it. I don't remember what I ended up doing, but it ended up working out. But it did definitely have me very nervous with him having Tailwind up and me not.
Yeah, I think we did end up seeing you match the Tailwind and then stalling out turns, so you had the Tailwind advantage. And then coming down to the end there, we see the Celesteela is obviously a big threat throughout the series, but the first
huge issue for me.
Yeah, we see you click the Sandstorm on Heatran, and I'm sorry, not on Heatran. I believe it was
on Ogerpon.
On Ogerpon, yeah, to deal with the Shedinja that was out with the Celesteela there too. Do you think that was like maybe over-indexing a little bit and kind of like worried about the Shedinja, or do you think that was like good in case that the Shedinja protected?
Well, I don't remember if he had used his Terra yet, and so I wanted to click Eruption on Heatran because obviously it would have been better into both of them. But had he Terra'd on Shedinja, like I knew it was Terra Electric, it wouldn't have been gone. And I wanted to make sure that I always had an answer for it. And the Celesteela scared me too much that he'd knock my threats out.
Yeah, and we did see the Sandstorm chip eventually playing a vital part in ending that game, actually, with the Spiky Shield chip playing a big part in that win game 1.
Yeah, for sure. It came really close to the wire.
Now, looking at the sets here now, we do see that the Togekiss did have the Razor Claw. We were wondering when we saw the Air Cutter crit every time. Do you want to talk a little bit about your thoughts there and the impact that Togekiss had in these games?
Togekiss is like has always kind of been seen as like supportive, given that you personally like ran supportive Togekiss a lot of the time last season. And I mean, it has like pretty insane special attack, and I don't really have as strong special attackers. So, and I have pretty good support on my other mons. So I wanted to give the Super Luck a try, because with the Razor Claw having your increased crit chance, then Air Cutter increased crit chance, and then Super Luck ability increased crit chance, the +3 gives you guaranteed crits. So it's just kind of insane damage. You don't have to worry about like the defense boosts or special attack or special defense boosts or special defense drop, special attack drops. So yeah, critting's just kind of nice.
Yeah, certainly. And then just going back to the Celesteela that we saw come out from Gamagate, did you think that Pokemon was going to be as big of a problem as it was in the match, with the Terra Dragon obviously resisting your Heatran's stab fire moves and a lot of the attacks you're trying to go for on it?
Yeah, not at all. I really hadn't considered much about Celesteela. And in my consideration, I was like, oh, okay, I've Heatran, I'm fine. But then obviously can Terra. So I mean, I thought he would just always index his Terra into Shedinja, or like maybe a different, more offensive threat, given that Celesteela is like pretty mixed damage. But yeah, no, I definitely had to come up with another plan to deal with it.
Yeah, certainly. And then I think the other main thing just to mention from the match in general is that Game 3 clutch follow me on the Ogre Pond Wellspring, actually taking away the Water Shuriken from the Smeargle for the Annihilate Rage Fist strategy. Was that intended, or was that kind of just a happy byproduct of peeling for your Heatran?
It was very much a happy byproduct, because I was like, all right, in this game, I'd already led Murkrow, and instead, like, Murkrow, I was pretty sure on the majority of my Pokemon were already outspeeding him, so I didn't need Murkrow. And Feather Dance, as I later found out, Annihilate as Defiant, and I hadn't considered that. So the Feather Dance wasn't really going to do much for me anyway. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go full offense, and just like, Eruption is good into so much of his team, so I'm just going to follow me Eruption and make him have to figure out another game plan. And it worked out, so it was kind of lucky.
Yeah, obviously some definite luck in that last game with, I believe, the Meteor Beam miss and Leech Seed miss from the Celesteela 2. Thunder and I did note that as soon as the Water Shuriken got redirected in the water into the Ogre Pond, it was an uphill battle for Gambagate there for sure. Do you think the outcome of the game could have been different had those moves landed, or do you think you kind of had it secured from there?
To be completely honest, like, Gaming's an insane battler, but from the amount that I was able to get off in that turn 1, I think it was kind of cooked for Gamig. I was just like so far ahead, and there wasn't like much for him to really pivot into. Like, the first move missing was like, it pretty much was like the nail in the coffin for him. The Leech Seed, like, I'm pretty sure he was already cooked, regardless of the Leech Seed. It was just more of just like a feels bad, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still had 2 healthy Mon in the back. Like, no offense, I think I kind of had it from there.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think it was, as soon as that turn 1 unfortunately didn't go his way, it definitely just looked great for you from then on out. Any closing remarks? Anything you want to say to your opponent, Gamagate, or anything about your season going forward?
Just that, Gamig's, I was able to beat him, but he's won PDL before. I haven't. I would still consider Gamig a better player than me. It just so happened to have gone my way this time. But this was my comeuppance, because my first season, I had a Garchomp, and I could have beaten Gamig, and he pulled out freaking Ice Beam on his Cinderace against my Garchomp, and I didn't click Terrifier, and I'm still salty about it. So now even.
All right. Well, Water, congratulations on the win. Good luck to you in your season coming up. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Good luck to everyone else.
Thanks, guys.